This here is a special edition of Concrete Faith on tonight. Generally, people call in because you want to get all of that concrete evidence to support your particular position in regards to the scriptures themselves. We want to equip you better to be more confident conveying your faith-based position to others who don't have the same description as you. On tonight's show, we're not going to do any of our standard episodes tonight. Tonight's going to be a special promotional show that we're going to do to kick off the Hebrew Israelite Summit that's up and coming on April 5th in Harlem, New York at the National Black Theater. We're going to have Hebrew Israelites from all over the U.S. flying in to partake in this Hebrew Israelite Summit that we're going to have. We're going to have special guest speakers such as Navi Yashuzel, El Gabar, Wanya Saf, Danyala, Hashar, Zion Lex, and a few other brothers there, Black Lotus Civilizations, also going to be there to provide support. And we're going to be pretty much giving you guys a taste of what you guys pretty much get on Concrete Faith. You know, we're going to pretty much give you guys a lot of relevant evidence to support a lot of the claims that we have made to defend our position as Hebrew Israelites over the years. And this summit is going to be one of many upcoming summits where we're just going to gather together as a house of Israel just to come together and build with one another. We're not there to, flame bait anybody. We're not there to argue or contend. We're there to build, to unify, and to present information to the masses so that way we can continue to strengthen your position and your faith in your particular position. So, being that tonight's show is a special edition, I may have a couple of guest speakers online tonight. I invited a couple of guest speakers on the line tonight. We'll see in a moment if they were able to call in or not. Regardless if they're able to or not, I'm definitely going to open the lines early and, let people ask questions in regards to this Unity Summit, what it's about, what is some of the subject matter that will be discussed there. If anybody want to know anything that I may present, I'll give you guys a little preview. I'm not going to give you guys too much because then you wouldn't have to watch the summit. But we're going to leave the subject matter open, and we're going to discuss, what you guys would like to see from the Hebrew Israelite leaders in the community, what information you'd like us to present, particular claims you would like us to address that you may have heard from other communities. What is your suggestions in regards to unity within Israel and within the Black community as a whole as well? And we want to keep things very objective if you can be. Objective meaning that being very unbiased in what it is that you're presenting. The objective of this show, again, is not to cause any contention, not for any arguments, but for us to unify you, for us to edify, us to build together. So for all of those that are on the line tonight, it's a special treat because the mic will be open. You will be allowed to provide some input if you like. We will build and we'll grow as we progress through the next hour or so of this show. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to open up the line right now. If any of the guest speakers that I have personally invited via text or Facebook are on the line on tonight, and the majority of them were the speakers who are going to show up at our Unity Summit on April 5th, this upcoming Sunday. Feel free to shout out. I also want to mention a few quick things before I open up the line. First thing I want to mention is that we had a Unity event yesterday on Sunday evening. It was a great turnout, man. We had a lot of great speakers that were there. We had people from different ideologies in the Black conscious community. I mean, we all came through. We all showed each other love. There was great messages that was bringing forth great information that was being shared in regard to meditation, finances, numerology, spirituality, our current condition, and how can we repair it, etc. If you guys missed it, you guys missed something that was great. It was out in Atlanta. Fortunately, it has been recorded. We have the footage. We're working on getting the footage to a pristine state so that way we can present it to the masses so that you guys can see. But after you watch this footage, you're going to see a lot of unity. We had a lot of Semitic brothers and sisters that were there, a lot of Islamic, Moorish brothers and sisters that were there, a lot of Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters that were there, and just neutral individuals that was there. And we were all sitting around talking, laughing, enjoying, building, and edifying. This is what the conscious community should be about. It should not be about us being so biased and dogmatic that we're attacking each other and chomping at the bit to chop each other's head off because we disagree with a person's position. Like I always say, us as a people, we all have a common denominator that we should focus on first before we contend our differences. And when we are able to do something like that, it's a beautiful thing. And our oppressor, who purposely tries to divide and conquer within our communities will cause a schism so that way we won't rise up as a nation of people to contend with him. It's always very divisive on who he uses to keep us separate, to keep us at odds with one another. But we have to have a strong family unit first and then a strong communal unit. And in doing so, we will have leverage so that way, we can offer something to the world and we can be recognized and respected. And Hebrew Israelite ideology, we understand this is with the lost tribes coming together. There's a diaspora of us here in America, along with the other indigenous Africans that were brought over here in America. And it's our obligation as being spiritual individuals of the Most High for us to be at the forefront of unity, be at the forefront of change, be at the forefront of being that catalyst when there's evil and wickedness that's in the world, speaking against unrighteousness, to call people back to repentance, to get back into alignment with their spiritual nature. And that is our objective. What I try to do with this particular series is give people the concrete tools so that way they can accomplish that mission. So just wanted to let people know about the Unity event. In case y'all missed it, it was a great Unity event. It was hosted by a brother named Zoza from the New Wabians movement. We had several guest speakers there. Brother Kenyana spoke. Michelle Davis, she spoke. Niam Ben Yisrael, he was there. He spoke. I spoke for a little bit and got the other two brothers' name. I think one was Tyrone, if I'm not mistaken, and I forgot the other brother's name. But there were several of us that spoke. It was a good, maybe about 4 hours worth of information. Maybe another hour and a half of us mingling together. But it was a great thing seeing unity between the different ideologies and us all building together and respecting each other's position. So, we're definitely looking forward to doing more of those unity gatherings. And it was just a beautiful thing, man. Really beautiful. So with that being said, I also want to let you guys know that April 4th, I'm having a lecture at Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn. The subject matter that I will be touching is called Were the Ancient Cometians Atheists? And this is something that, I tried to bring out at the debate. And the reason why I called out Polite antagonized me to speak. And I was reluctant, and I came out and I spoke. But the objective wasn't to attack him. The objective was to attack this idea that there was no such thing as spiritual beings or deified ancestors that influence the people in the African cultures, especially in Kemet. And my objective on April 4th is not to bash anybody per se, but it's to address this concern because it's not African to say that you're an atheist. That is a Western mindset ideology that's soaked in scientific, quote unquote, evolution. And evolving away from the Afrocentric model. And when I say Afrocentric model, I'm also including the Levant region, which Israel is on, which is part of Northeast Africa, according to the tectonic plate geology. And we've always had spiritual systems for years, and the oppressor is the one who was jealous and envious of the spiritual growth that we had. So when he invaded, the first thing he did was take away our spiritual systems and demonize them. And he gave us back a filler, a bunch of fluff with no substance, and that became the detriment of us as a people because as time progressed, our entire economy, politics, social, economic systems just collapsed. And now here in America, there's a lack of spirituality, and now it's being promoted within our own conscious community, and it's very odd, that we accept this type of teaching, because it's very European in nature, very Eurocentric, not indigenous at all. And my intention is to actually demonstrate that this is a new teaching and this is not something that's ancient. And it's something that we need to pay close concerns to because it's ringing a lot of bells within the Black conscious community, and it needs to be addressed. And needs to be addressed appropriately without name-calling and ad hominem attacks and straw man attacks and so forth. So I'm just going to provide some information, let the ancient Kemetic community speak for themselves based on the sellers and war-related papyruses that I provided information there. I also have a host of books that I will recommend, that I attempted to bring out the debate, that I will recommend at the lecture in case people want to do additional studies on it, so they can, get more information for themselves. And, after, I put this out there because my main concern with the community is the absence, the Black conscious community, with some ideologies is the absence of the spiritual aspect. And, regardless of what you subscribe to, I mean, you cannot escape spirituality if you're an indigenous person. I mean, that's just inherent in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? And it's only the European mindset that promotes this new age atheism. You know what I'm saying? And that everything is symbolic and there's no such thing as, some people believe them to be deified ancestors. Some of them believe to be the creator essence. There's some supernatural force that watches over indigenous societies and influences our actions. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to touch on that after April 4th. And the April 5th summit, again, it's called the Exodus Memorial. We have several guest speakers that's going to be there that day, sharing a lot of information with the people, unifying Israel, and trying to address some of these claims that are being made in other communities in regards to our scholarship. And that's one thing that I like to uphold is the scholarship within the Hebrew Israelite community. And I strive myself to be at the forefront of it, to equip my brothers and sisters to be more concrete in their belief system. Because a lot of brothers and sisters, for a long time have not been given these tools within the Hebrew Israelite community to actually study, to actually research, to actually have something to, to prove their faith. The scriptures say to prove all things. You know what I'm saying? Scripture also tells us to be equipped to apologia or give a verbal defense for the hope that is in us. And these premises and precepts are very important because we need to hold them dear and be able to be confident when sharing our particular worldview model with everybody else, so that way they can respect our particular position. So once I got all of that out, I thank you guys for being patient. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up the mic. If any of the guest speakers that I invited, if you are on the line tonight, just shout out. I'll see you on my interface here, and I'll be able to sing you out so you can speak for a little bit. But I also want to get everybody else on the line involved tonight. If they wish to get involved tonight, you definitely can speak. Again, subject matter tonight that we're going to discuss is in regards to what's going to be discussed on April 5th in regards to the Hebrew Israelite Summit, the Exodus Memorial. If you would like any concerns that you're probably getting from other communities, you know what I'm saying, in regards to Hebrew Israelites, any claim that you want us to address as leaders in the community, so that way we can tackle that challenge. Or even me myself, I have no problem doing it, if I can resolve it. So, if anything that you're bringing to the table on tonight, please let it be in good faith. Let it be for edification, not for division. And, let's get a couple things stirring in the pot so we can see what's in this, with what ingredients is in making up this recipe that we're about to mix up tonight. So, that being said, I'm about to go ahead and open up the line. So hold your horses, fam. Just give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and open up the lines. And please, if you have a lot of background noise, please mute your mic while people are speaking. If not, I will have to mute it for you, just so that way things can come in clear in the recording, and that people can also comprehend who's on the line tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the mic. All right, so all the mics are open. If any of the guest speakers are on the line tonight, please say something. I'm going to give you all about a minute to say something. If any guest speakers are on tonight, if not, then I'm going to open the floor up to the audience. All right, so if any of the guest speakers are on the line tonight, please shout out. We'll give them about a minute to respond or so. All right. Okay, so I see right now that nobody that I invited was able to call in tonight, which is very interesting. But They still got about an hour to call in before we close the show. But the mics are open, so if anybody wants to give any feedback to what I said earlier or wants to contribute something to the call, they can feel free to do so. If not, then you guys want to hear me talk. Being the servant first, I want the people to actually speak and be heard. So the lines are open. So if anybody wants to speak, feel free to do so.
Peace and blessings unto you, King.
Peace and blessings unto you, sis.
So for what you're presenting on the 4th and the 5th in Brooklyn, will you be presenting that on YouTube? Like, will that be posted?
The event that's going to appear on April 4th, that will be recorded. That won't be live stream, unfortunately, but it will be recorded and it will be posted promptly the following week. And in regard to the Hebrew Israelite Summit that's occurring on April 5th, that will be live streamed as well as recorded, and it will be posted at a later date as well. The live stream, I believe, is $20, and it's the same amount at the door for anybody that wants to show up. But if anybody's unable to make it or unable to pay for the live stream, then you could just sit tight and just wait for the actual footage to come out and take a look at that. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, King.
Peace, King. This is Hanok, also known as Felix, out of New York. I had a question. As far as the presentation, will it be, is it the same price at the door as the tickets are in advance? And where do I get the tickets in advance for the presentation on April 5th, I believe?
April 5th. Okay, so April 5th is the Unity Summit. You can purchase the tickets online, or you can actually speak to anybody who's involved with the event. So, for example, I'm involved with the event. So if anybody...
Hey, bro. You kind of muffled, too. If you could fix that somehow, because I hear you a little bit, but I don't hear everything you're saying clearly. Could you...
Right, one second, I got you.
All right.
Okay, is this better?
That is a lot better.
A lot better, okay. All right, I apologize for that, family. I had a headset in. It probably wasn't coming in clear, so my apologies for that. All right, so to answer your question, my brother, so you can reach out to anybody that's involved with the debate because they will have access to a certain amount of tickets that they can sell to you. Your question is the tickets cheaper in advance than at the door? I believe the tickets are the same price overall, so it should be the same in advance as well as the same at the door and the same for the live stream. So this way nobody will feel cheated or anything like that. So I believe that's the reason why they did it like that. If you want to purchase a ticket, again, you can feel free to inbox me on Facebook at Divine Prospect and inbox me and I'll get the tickets to you. Or inbox anybody who's part of it. I know Danya Allah, Zion Lex, Nazi Ashafel, these are other brothers that are on Facebook, and they should be able to assist you. Also, you can email goccnyc@gmail.com. I believe that's the email address to them, and Elder Gabar and his team will definitely fulfill any inquiries or any requests that you have in regards to ticket seating, vendors as well. There's still a few vendor slots as well if anybody want to set up shop on Sunday. Just definitely just reach out to us, or you can just inbox me, and I'll make sure that I get that arranged for you. I know that I'm supposed to be speaking with Elder Gabar tomorrow. I know I got a couple of requests for people with tickets, and I'm going to do my best to fulfill them after I speak with him again tomorrow. So I hope that answers your question, my brother.
Yes, you answered my question. I had another question. Who is scheduled to be the special guest speakers tonight?
The guest speakers tonight is going to be, I had invited Zion Lex to be on tonight, Nazi Yashifel to be on tonight, Elder Gabar, Awan Yasab, Danya Allah, and Hashar. I had to remind them again at the last minute because I reminded them before, but I had to remind them again at the last minute. And I know everybody's in a rush right now to get everything prepped and prepared by Sunday. So a lot of people couldn't make it on the line tonight. They may still call in. I got a text that somebody still may call in. But if they do, the mic is open for them, and you can feel free to, shout out to them or whatever the case may be. But those are the people that I personally invited to be on the line tonight.
Appreciate that, bro.
Anytime, King, anytime. All right, so everybody else, the lines are open. So if
yes,
anybody
I have a comment.
Yeah.
My name is Courtney.
How you doing? Good.
Hi. Basically, my comment is just basically about not so much what I'd like to see, but what I don't want to see. It seems to me like I understand everything that happened as far as the debate was concerned. Everybody didn't get to present, and maybe some things were unfairly done. But there have been times after the debate that I feel like whatever issues that are being had between Hebrew War Machine and Polite is just, it's kind of taken like a very negative turn. And whenever I'm trying to watch or listen to a radio show or a lecture or anything of that nature, it just seems as if Polite becomes the main topic of discussion. So, I mean, I do plan on being at the lecture on the 4th. I would like to come on the 5th, but I don't want to come there and hear like a whole bunch of negative comments being made about Polite, regardless of whatever he's doing. Like, I understand that he's saying things, he's being disrespectful, and he's posting things, but I just hold everybody that's involved with your particular movement or your side to a higher standard than him. So when I watch certain things and I see people attacking Polite's character, it's kind of disheartening for me because I expect that from him, but I expect more from you guys. So that's my concern.
Thank you for that, sister. I appreciate for that feedback, and I agree. That's why I stated that my particular position, if you're familiar with me, you know that I don't strive to attack anybody personally. There's enough Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters that I have that always put things on blast, for me or present to me in regards to what's going on in the conscious community. I like to keep it 100 in regards to the information. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you can rest assured that what I present, representing the Hebrew Israelite movement as well as Kingdom Harmony Ministries, is going to be strictly information-based. I can't speak for all the other individuals there, but this has been something that I have brought up myself personally with them. So that way they can stay strictly on information, because we want to allow our character to make us distinct from the other ideologies that are in the Black conscious community. And your character should be sharpened and mature to the point where you don't have to take a lot of personal jabs at somebody, but just deal with their particular information if you feel that is damaging or discouraging to our community. So I think that's a point well taken. For me, myself personally, I'm already exercising that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're right. A lot of stuff has been coming out lately. Recently, somebody posted on my page something in regards to Polite that I wasn't even aware of. You know what I'm saying? And
the Bible, shooting the Bible or whatever.
Yeah, he in case anybody doesn't know, and again, I'm not saying this for people to have the entire conversation about it, but it was an image where, and I don't even know where people got this at. It's not on Polite's page, but there's an image where he has a gun. He's at a firing range, and he has IHBK on the Bible, and he shoots the Bible up, and then he's holding up the Bible and showing people the riddled Bible with these bullet holes in it and IHBK at the top. Now, understanding that Polite and Cesariak was discussing doing a part 2 or sequel to their particular debate that occurred in 2013, it seems to me that this is a marketing ploy by Polite to lure IHBK in. I think that he could have took another route with doing that. I don't entirely agree with what he did, because that's going to cause a lot of issues with the people who once did support him from the Hebrew Israelite community. But at the same time, we can't continue to fuel that, you know what I'm saying? Because the more we fuel it, the more attention we give it, it becomes an egregore. I mean, it becomes a thought form that takes on a life of its own, and we would get sidetracked from the ultimate purpose of what we're striving to do, which is to build a spiritual foundation within our community, as well as edify and, promote others to do good and to do righteous. So I thank you for that comment, sis, and it's definitely well taken, especially by me. I will discuss it over with the elders and the leaders who are going to be at the debate at that day. And again, I'm not promising you that they won't do that. But what I will say is that, I will strive to have them minimize it as much as they can, because I understand that this is a concern from our community. But then again, sis, there are also some brothers and sisters that the leaders will speak against a lot of this right being done.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It's like muffled.
Give me 1 second. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was somebody's line. Apologize for that. But what I was going to say is that there's other brothers and sisters that are in the community, because I receive hundreds of inbox messages, emails, and stuff all the time. And, it's like it's polarized. You know what I'm saying? You got people on opposite ends of the spectrum. Some are saying, let's just ignore that. Let's not deal with them no more. Let's move forward. And some of them is like, how could you let them get away with this? You're the leaders of Israel. We need to speak up against unrighteousness. So it puts the leaders in a position like, okay, well, which side should we take? People that know me know that I have no problem dealing with confrontation, but if I can avoid it, I will. That's one thing I learned years ago when I used to take martial arts, is that you lose a fight when you're on the offensive. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that the best way to the best fighter is one that can quell a fight without actually fueling the fire. So what I do is that I see whatever informational claims that are being presented, I address them, and I move forward. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't need to attack anybody, because there's other brothers or leaders in the community that take that militaristic role to do so. I operate more as a think tank. You know what I'm saying? And administration, execution in regards to information. You feel what I'm saying? So, it puts the leaders in a position where they have to sway to either side, and you have to cater to whoever their demographic is that's supporting them. But people know me and my brand for providing information, you know what I'm saying, and being able to edify and encourage the brothers and sisters that are in the faith to continue to move forward and to be more confident when conveying it. So I thank you for that feedback, Nick. Appreciate it. Okay. So the mic is open. All the mics are still open. Anybody wants to give any feedback, questions, comments in regards to anything that I mentioned earlier, or to the upcoming summit, or my lecture on the 4th, or anything that you would like to see the leaders of the community address, or any initiatives you would like to suggest. The lines are open for you guys.
Hey, Brother Divine Shalom. This is Elder Gabar. How we doing, brother? You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Elder Gabar. How you doing?
How we doing? My apologies for calling a bit late. I just got back from. We were celebrating our Passover this weekend, and I just got back from the hotel, so I was just catching up with some, unfinished business. So how we doing? I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah, not bad. Thank you for calling in. Never too late. I'm glad that you was able to catch us before we closed. And again, like I was telling the audience, that we're doing a lot of preparations in regards to Passover and upcoming event and stuff like that. So a lot of people may not be able to call in. But I want to tell everybody that that Elder Gabar had invited me to the GOCC show last Wednesday, and I was able to call in. And we was building with his elder, a father was on the line, and a couple other brothers and sisters that had called in. So I'd like to say thank you for that opportunity, Elder Gabar. Is there anything that you would like to share with the family in regards to what's taking place on April 5th, as well as the concern in regards to tickets? So people want to know about tickets, and they know what type of information the GOCC is bringing on April 5th.
Absolutely. And also, I believe Deacon Einwoodstop, he may be calling in as well. I don't know if he's there.
I'm here.
Hey, shalom, brother. How we doing?
Shalom, Divine. Peace to everybody.
Shalom. All right, I'm gonna mute everybody's mic except Wanya Stop and Gabar. So, fam, just give me a second to mute your mics. I'm gonna unmute it later on. Go ahead, Elder Gabar.
Okay, so I just want to thank you, brother, for inviting me to the show. I know you came to the GOCC show last Wednesday, and you definitely dropped a lot of information, and I truly believe that you are a brother that is clearly needed. And you are a great representation of the scripture and also the Hebrew culture. And I always champion and always promote brothers that are intelligent and humble and articulate like yourself, because it's clearly more needed. And I heard, the sisters that called in earlier, she had some concerns about what to expect on April 5th. And, I had, of course, those same concerns, and I understand that out of the heat of the debate that we just came off, and there was a lot of hot energy and things of that nature. But the April 5th is going to be a memorial to the Exodus. This whole week is we're celebrating the Passover. We just finished celebrating our Passover. But as you know, the Feast of Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread is a week affair. So next week we're going to be ending our feast, and most of the other camps are going to be starting there. So it's going to be a continuation of that. So we are extremely excited to present what we want to present on April 5th. I mean, what we did, what we want to do in February 8th, and do it in a way that is not combative, that is not going to be in a situation that we have to be rushed. And we're going to finally show that there is, and I know you're going to bring a lot of information in regards to that and all the other brothers, that the Exodus, there is sufficient evidence, believe that there was some form of Exodus took place. Now, regardless whether you want to believe in the supernatural aspect of the Bible, that's part of belief and that's part of your spiritual understanding. But to prove that there was Asiatics in Egypt at one point, there was at one point in a position of prestige or some of respect and honor, or having a coalition of a relationship with the Egyptians, and somehow something went bad and that relationship went sour, and they had Asiatic workers or slaves or people that were indigenous servitude and things of that nature in Egypt, and then there was a large exodus leaving out of Egypt. We're going to show you clearly, Devon, he has some information. I know myself and brother Deacon Anwar, we're working on some things that to prove. Also, we're going to touch on the wilderness, and there's been a controversy on the wilderness and where is that, and we're going to show all the evidence on all the theories where the wilderness is at. We're going to hold our tongue until the presentation until April 5th, where we believe where the wilderness is at and why we believe there's sufficient evidence for us to investigate that region, and why there has not been any more excavation, or there's an issue politically to go in the region where we feel is the real wilderness, although there's a plethora of evidence. We're going to touch on that. I know, Devon, you're going to touch a lot of information in regards of Egypt and proving the Israelites were there. So for those that are going to be coming, you want to come. We're not going to be there bashing Polite and Shaka and Reggie and all the Amarasco. That's not what we're there for, because I think we did that on the debate. I think, we shot was fired at the debate. We were at war, and, we did what we did because we did defend our book. And not only did, not necessarily defend our book, but actually give them the ability to defend their culture. And I believe they did a horrible job of defending their culture. And the reason why I believe they did a horrible job, and the reason why they are not truly defenders of their culture, is because, my personal opinion, the brother Nasi and Ashar and Deacon Einwasap as well drag the ancestries down to the mud, to the point that, we were accusing them or their ancestries doing all kinds of immoral behavior, and they didn't respond to one. They just want to go back to attacking the Bible. And so I believe that their hate for the Bible is greater than the love they have for Egypt. And to be honest with you, I don't think these guys are really there to present the Egyptian culture. I don't think they're there to really present a unification within the black community. There's many brothers that I've been building behind the scenes. Matter of fact, I'm building with Heritage Genie. We want to come together and build. I believe the brother's sincere. And so this is not a Hebrew versus Kemetic situation, because there's certain things we do agree on, and we can work together. These brothers, I think, they're not a good representation for black people when it comes to, representing black leadership. I think other brothers, within the Kemetic community, like, Heritage Genie and others, I think those brothers, although we may disagree in doctrine, I think those brothers are more sincere and things of that nature. And others, that we're going to be coming together and show an alliance outside of doctrine in a similar fashion that we're doing now with the Hebrew Alliance and things. Because, right now I'm focusing more on that. And I know, Divine, you and I were talking, and we're focusing on trying to have some alliance. We're in the infant state, so we need everybody to be patient with us. Not all camps are seeing the light, as I like to call it, or seeing that this transition, how we're going to operate. But they're coming along, little by little, they're coming along. So you think, this is the first step in us, that we're doing is in this magnitude. And there's been other brothers and other camps like the House of David. I'm sorry, I heard someone talking. I don't know if that was me.
Keep going, Gabar. You good?
Okay. So I always want to give a shout out to House of David. I know they've been trying to do this for several years now. I know they're doing something in Florida, so when I give them a shout out, things of that nature. So we're about unity, and debates are good, but ultimately we have to about unity, and we're going to show you that in April 5th. We're going to show you information that I think it goes beyond Polite or Shaka and things of that nature and these other guys. I think the academia does not want to actually prove that Asiatics were in Egypt, and this is including Jewish people. Why? Because Egypt is one of the biggest places in which you can find the Asiatic imagery. Let me repeat that again. I'm taking a page out of Brother Xilex. Let me repeat that again. Egypt is one of the places you can see most of the Asiatic imagery. So once you start discovering and say, yes, these are Asiatics, these are could have been, or there's high probability or there's high evidence to prove that these are actually the Israelites mentioned in the Bible. Those images do not look like the Jewish people in Israel today. So Jewish people today will rather dismiss the story of the Exodus and just, treat it as myth or treat it as culture or something that we just, a story that we made up for our children, and not actually defend it as true history, because they are afraid that we start identifying these visors or pharaohs, these different Asiatics in the walls, and like the Shamshus or the Hyksos and things of that nature. Now, there's always theories or debate about the Hyksos. To me personally, that name Hyksos is just a made-up word that was made up by Benito to try to hide the fact that he was referring to Israel. So I don't believe the Hyksos per se really existed. That was a made-up word, but that's a whole different. We're going to bring that out also in the presentation. But I think there is a conspiracy to hide the Israelite imagery in Egypt because they were black. And I think the white establishment that wants to hide that fact of the ancient Israelites or cover up any imagery of ancient Israelites being black because it would compromise their being in the land. So I just want to, I'm very excited about this weekend. There's not going to be a Polite bashing. There's not going to be a Shaka bash. There's not going to be a Reggie bashing or Amarat. We're just going to show what they did not want you to see and what the world needs to see. That the Bible, regardless of what you believe in your spirituality, it was based on events that actually happened. Regardless whether you believe the supernatural, you could take away the supernatural aspect of it, but the fact that the Hebrews were in Egypt, there was a problem with the Egyptians, and the Hebrews left. Now, if you want to believe that the Egyptians kicked them out, or the God of Israel delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, that's up to you. It's your choice. But the fact that there is sufficient secondary evidence to prove that the ancient Israelites were in Egypt, is that there is evidence to prove that. There was many of the kingdoms that, into the last 50 years or even 100 years, that most people thought to be mythology, like the Hittites, like the Moabites and things of that nature. We actually found in the last 50 or 90 years or so evidence of these empires actually in existence. So the Bible is not fairy tale. Can you say, well, maybe they added the supernatural aspect of it? Okay, if that's what you want to believe, But these wars, these characters were not made up. We have sufficient evidence to prove these people existed. We got to show that in April 5th. So if you can make it, so everyone there is either Kemetic or or in the fence, or maybe just believe in the Bible, but it was just more like a mythology of stories to tell our children. It goes beyond that. These stories actually happen. These events actually happen, and we got to prove that it's not based on just simply belief. It's based on archaeological evidence. So I just wanted to leave it there and to show the sister that there's not going to be a just attacking people's personality and things of that nature. In the heat of debate, that goes on, and we really didn't really attack anyone personally. A lot of it is attacking us. People attacking our, personally what we all about and things of that nature. So we stay on the actual topic. I told the brothers I'm going to attack Shaka's book. That's what I wanted to do. I felt that book should never have been printed. I believe it was an emotional tirade of Shaka looking for stuff to try to blame plagiarism on the Bible. And every man, woman, and child should protest that book because it's a waste of time. And this is basically an embarrassment to the Black and Latino race to have a book of that embarrassed, of that I don't even know what word to describe. And not because I hate Shaka. This is nothing to do with hate. But we have to stop elevating individuals like Shaka and others that have a axe to grind with the Bible. This is a personal attack on the Bible. This is not a non-biased, book that was put together and he discovered some plagiarism. This is actually a guy looking for stuff in the desperate attempt that he looked for to try to find plagiarism. He should be embarrassed, and the Black race should be embarrassed for him. Our leaders, and if Shaka's supposed to be a leader of our community, should not be presenting this type of these books that white people can look at these books and just basically be embarrassed. And he took, by putting that book, he put our race 20, 30 years back to progress. He perpetuated all the negative stereotypes of Black and Latino people. We can't write, we can't put things together, we can't spell words, we're not as smart, as a white counterpart. He actually proved, damn right to put in his book. And this is no attack on Shaka. It's just that I told him from the beginning, your love for him and your hate for the Bible is going to be your death, your undergoing. So we are sticking with the subject, not the individual. And people need to understand that. And then people from the Kemetic community have to stand up and demand better from their leaders. They have to demand better from their representatives. In the same way as we in the Hebrew community, we are demanding better of ourselves. We do agree, and we are listening to the people and ask leaders in the Hebrew community and said, yes, the Hebrew community has a bad reputation, and we agree with that. We need to change that. We need to give the Hebrew community a facelift. We understand that. And April 5th is the beginning of it. So I hope people come and support April 5th, National Black Theater. If anybody has any particular questions on that, I don't know if Deacon Heinrich someone could chime in and maybe say his 2 cents.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Awanya stop speak in 1 second. But Elder Gabbard, before I let Awanya stop speak, with your permission, can you please tell the people how they can get the ticket for the debate?
Okay. If you want to go to the debate, and let me just get all the information on the prompts I have here. Just bear with me for 2 seconds.
All right. So while you do that, Elder Gabbard, I'm just going to speak for a little bit to buy you some time. So, I hope everybody is now a little bit more informed in regards to some of the subject matter that will be there at the debate. Remember, the purpose of the debate is for unity, number one, amongst Israel. Number two, it's going to be right around our time of Passover, Pesach. So we're really going to put a lot of emphasis on our particular convictions in regards to Scripture, and that this is our celebration of that. And it's also a place for us to edify, unify, and for the people to get to know each other, in different camps. One thing the debate has done is that it helps to bring Israel together. So instead of us focusing so much on putting energy, effort, and attention in regards to debating, now we want to put that energy into our own community through edification, love, and encouragement, and to be accountable to one another in regards to, walking righteously, how we deal with the outside community, and as well as transforming our own character or whatever it is that we're learning from our particular disposition. So do you need a little bit more time, Elder Gabar, or you got it?
Yeah, I got it right here. Okay, so if you want to get a ticket, if you want to see it live in the National Black Theater, okay, we have 2 box office in the New York area. The first box office is Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn. The address is 570 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 1-217. The number to call there is 718-858-4400. That's 718-858-4400. Hours business is Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and also Sunday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Also in Harlem, they also have another bookstore, Nicholas Bookstore. It's Nicholas Harlem is 5 East 125th Street. That's 5th East 125th Street. The building number is 5 East 125th Street, New York, 10035. The number there is 289-3628. That's 289-3628, 212 area code. Also, if you cannot make it, if you are in another state and you want to see us live, okay, we're not going to go with Town Zone because there were some issues with Town Zone that they're working on. So we went with another company. To get into that link, you go to YouTube, okay, and you go to Maccabeestv TV. Maccabeestv TV. Maccabees is spelled MACCABEES TV. That's MACCAB as in boy, EES TV, all one word. Once you go into the channel there's a tab called Maccabees, or an extension called Maccabees Pay-Per-View. You click on that, and then it will take you to another page, and you'll be able to purchase your tickets there. The ticket there is $20. Okay, this actually helps the cause. And this, we're not doing it to make money and anything of that nature. We use it to pay the cost. We actually haven't even paid for the venue completely. I got to go there tomorrow and drop over the venue and things of that nature. I'm taking some of the tickets that I already sold to pay up the venue and things of that nature. So, a lot of these things take money, the flyers, the promotions, and this is something that we want to do at least once a year, hopefully twice a year, maybe once a year, for the Hebrew community and the Black community, just to share different information. We're going to have, special guests, as you know, Nasi Ben Shuba, also the Divine Prospect, Zion Lex, Hashar, also Daniela, also myself, and Deacon. Also, we're going to have special guests from the Black Lotus Civilization, Embo Shango, and also the journalist who is also an expert in African culture. Her name is Atnis Demosthi. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. She's going to be there and sharing her experience through her journalist skills, reporting what in regards to culturally what's going on in Africa. You're going to be surprised what's going on in Africa culturally. Also, Brother Shango, he's going to be also doing the same. And these are brothers and sisters that are not necessarily Hebrew, say, are the more Black conscious, and we don't always agree in everything, but they're going to bring not only the African culture and the Kemetic culture from a real perspective, not what these brothers have been teaching you, because these brothers have been teaching is basically the half-truth. So we just I don't want to give too much before the event, but you want to be there because you want to hear these individuals testimonies on what's going on in Africa in regard to the Hebrew culture, the Kemetic culture, things like that. If you want to go to Nicholas Bookstore, either the Brooklyn location or the Manhattan location, the box office. Those that want to be part of the vending, I've been getting a lot of calls from that or a lot of emails. You got to call me directly in advance. The number is 646-281-4443. That's 646-281-4443. The only thing that we ask is that whatever you're selling that day, has to promote the Hebrew culture. So also you have to be conscious of the diet that most of the Hebrews will be keeping that week. We don't eat any leavened bread. Most of the food is going to be coming from the Hebrews. But if you are someone that's selling any form of juicing or any form of natural organic food and things of that nature, we want to hear from you. But just be conscious that week we cannot eat leavened bread. Okay, the Hebrews cannot eat leavened bread. Just be conscious. But we could talk about that. Let me give you a number again. That's 646-281-4443. 646-281-4443. That's the same number that is in the flyer. So, Brother Devon, the floor is back to you, brother.
All right. Thank you for that, Elder Gabar. Appreciate that. So that was very meticulous and thorough in regards to the info for April 5th. So I'm glad that you were able to chime in and give us that information. Also to quell a lot of the concerns that some of the audience may have in regards to what the subject matter will be and if we're going to be focused on Israel. And that is the purpose, is to focus on Israel and also to celebrate something that is dear to us in regards to the scriptures. And I thank you for providing that information. So there you go, folks. You have the information in regards to tickets, vending space, as well as subject matter. Now, I have the line open to Deacon Awanyasap. So if it's okay with you, Gabar, I'm going to let him speak. Awanyasap, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, brother.
All right. So we're glad to get you on the line. If anybody doesn't know, Awanyasap is a deacon in the GOCC NYC branch of the Hebrew Israelite movement. He spoke at the debate as well when he was dealing with the information in regards to Shaka and Shaka's book. He was also featured on several of Sonetta TV videos. Also, you'll see him on the GOCC NYC YouTube channel. You also see Elder Gabar there as well. He's a definitely up-and-coming scholar, a powerful heavy hitter, and he's just going to give you guys his position as well as some of the subject matter he's going to touch on on April 5th. And anything else you would like to discuss or bring up, Awanyasap, this is your floor.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Brother Divine. I just want to, say peace to everybody that's out there listening. Shalom. I think this is a great forum anytime that we could come together, whether it be via phone or internet or, obviously being in person is always ideal. But given the modern society that we live in, it's always great to make a way for people to connect and unite. And so, I just want to say all praise to the Most High for that. And, thank you, Divine, for allowing, the elder and myself to come on the show. I know when I met Divine several months back, I was highly impressed with the brother, and he's an inspiration to myself. And, I think he's a very strong brother in this truth. And as my elder stated, he's definitely needed, and we're very happy and elated to have him and the work that he's doing. So, I just wanted to say, as far as my stance on everything, I felt that the debate was needed in the sense that it kind of brought a lot of sentiment, a lot of tension, maybe a lot of feelings that have been within both communities for some time to the forefront, and we addressed them as men. We came to the table, and we laid everything out there for people to see. I think it's always good to bring truth to the forefront, whether it be in any form. Obviously, dealing with our people, we're very passionate and highly energetic people, so and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we come at things. I think sometimes we're extra critical on ourselves given the European construct that we live under, where they operate with an emotionless, type of, attitude towards things. And it's not that we were got carried away or anything of that nature. It's just that people are highly dedicated with what they do and highly invested. I think the viewership needs to understand that brothers and sisters have dedicated their lives to this, and, some more than others. So, when you see all of the melodic energy that was in the room at that time, it was simply just a result of all of the hours and hard work that brothers have been putting in. So there was never no hard feelings or disrespect on anyone's part. It was more so just a time for everyone to vent and bring things to the forefront. So I thought all in all it was a success. It brought much needed unity amongst the Hebrew Israelite community. And as far as the Kemetic community is concerned, I think there's a lot of issues that they need to address. And I think it provided a way for people in opposition to the Bible to no longer be able to make blanket statements. Things like, because I know growing up I always heard, and this is one of the things that had me stay away from the Bible for some time until I actually did the research on it. But nobody now, after the debate can now say, King James was a homosexual, and, people not have the right to shoot back and say, well, show that to me. Or, King James was a white man, or the Bible was plagiarized from Kemet. These are all things that we hear day in and day out. If you're in any type of so-called conscious community within the Black or Latino community, and I think it quelled a lot of those matters. And if nothing else, that's a success. And I know that souls were gained from it. People were just in great energy, man. It was just a beautiful experience for myself. So it was exciting. All in all, I don't want to be too long-winded or beat a dead horse or anything of that nature. I just felt that all in all it was a positive thing, and it forced both parties to step their game up. And I think at the conclusion of it all, the Hebrew Israelite community came out more refined, and that's what we look for, because we're we follow the commandments and we're disciplined people. So anytime we have a chance to sharpen our sword, it's always a blessing. With regards to April 5th, just want to say that it's going to bring a new light to the Hebrew Israelite community, in the sense that it's going to show people the level of scholarship that we do, and the level of research and dedication that we put into our studies, because oftentimes we're mocked and looked at as one-dimensional, and looked at as overt and maybe aggressive in some instances with our dissemination of the information that we receive. A lot of times brothers only see us when we're on the street, and they'll catch these videos of brothers screaming at brothers back and forth and things of that nature, but they don't see the behind the scenes. And oftentimes the message is drawn out with the energy and the level of maybe just the way that it's being presented. Whereas on April 5th, we'll be in calm form, and hopefully there won't be any tension within the room. It should be filled with the Holy Spirit, because everyone there will be on one accord, and just there for truth and to gain knowledge and understanding. So it'll show people that, we really do dedicate our lives to what we preach, and the reason why we're so invested. And I could see from an outside perspective why it may be hard for someone to see how, deemed emotional it gets, for lack of a better word, we may get when in public spaces. But if you knew the level of sacrifice that, brothers, do for this work, you may be able to get an inside view or better understanding on why that is the case. And I think coming April 5th, you'll see a different light on a lot of brothers. And it's going to be a lot of very scholarly information being put forth. And it's just going to be good, because, we're bringing the facts. And according to our commandments, it's a sin for us to lie. So we don't try to bring deception. We are going to bring the information and let the people decide. And I just think it's going to be a joyous time. I'm very excited for it. As far as what I'll be touching on, the elder mentioned, dealing with the wilderness. I don't want to be too specific. We want people to come out and, really enjoy themselves. So, bring a notebook, bring a pen, bring your sword or the Bible, as we say. If you have one, so you can follow along with the precepts or, whatever information may be given out. And, we just pray that everything goes well and that the Most High is with us and that it be a fruitful event. And I know it will. And, just want to say that, and it's gonna be a great time. So, all praise to the Most High, and please try and come out if you can. And I'm excited because I don't even know what brothers are bringing. As soon as I give my presentation, I'm gonna sit down and pull out my notebook and listen to my brother Divine and so on. So, all glory be to the Most High. So, thank you, brother Divine, for giving us a chance to speak. And I'm gonna leave it at that, my brother. Shalom.
All right, shalom, shalom. Thank you so much for that, Deacon Awanyenstop. I have great respect for both of the brothers that have spoken on the line tonight, Elder Gabar and Deacon Awanyenstop. They showed nothing but love to me and embraced me, and also I had time to sit down and actually talk to me and get to know me a little bit. So I definitely respect these brothers. I respect their scholarship. I respect what they're fighting for, what they stand for. We may not agree on everything 100%. But these are brothers that I would go to front line with, and go to war with. And that's what we demonstrated on February 8th when we had the debate. So I hope that the two speakers were able to quell any concerns in regards to what will take place. I mean, we're striving to do something that's much more structured, much more organized than the debate that the people received on February 8th, which I thought was not really organized or structured too well. And I know a lot of the people were a little bit disappointed over that, And, so this is our way of giving back, of the Hebrews giving back to the community for what we were unable to present and what we were unable to provide, the experience for the audience to actually get involved and to be edified and to come together in unity in regards to the subject matter. So I hope that I was able to quell everybody's concerns. I want to let everybody know that this is March 30th. So the next episode for Concrete Faith will be more than likely on the 13th. I mean, I may do it the 6th or the 13th. I'm not sure. It depends on how things go in New York. But if I don't do the episode on the 6th, which is next Monday, then I will do it on the 13th. But the next episode is going to deal in regards to language. How does the Hebrew language help to decipher different parts of the English text that are difficult to understand? Can we use the Hebrew language, the underlining text that was translated into the English? Can we use that to help to decipher some difficult components in the English translation? So that will be the next subject matter for Concrete Faith. So anybody that's joining for the first time today, you're not getting a standard episode. You're getting a special edition because we're ramping things up for promotions in regards to April 5th because we wanted to see you guys there. And I think April 5th is going to be a great demonstration of what this show is about, and we're going to give everybody enough confidence by equipping them with enough tools so they can walk out there convinced in regards to why we celebrate Passover, Passat, and the evidence that we are providing with the degree of scholarship that we bring to the table so that the people can cement their faith. Not just solely on what their intrinsic belief system is, but also on the fact that it's rooted and grounded in a lot of concrete information. So with that being said, it's about 10:30 right now. So we still got a little bit of time for the show left. Again, I'm going to open up the mics again to the audience. So if anybody has any questions, any comments in regards to April 5th, any questions or comments for the speakers or even myself, or anything that you want to give suggestions to the leaders in the community, I'm going to go ahead and open up the mic for everybody. And I just want everybody just to take the time when you speak. If there's some noise on your phone, in your background, please mute your phone so that way we can get clarity. I apologize for when I first started the show. I had a headset in, so it might have come out a little muted, so I apologize for that for anybody. But hopefully I'm being heard loud and clear now. I was told I am by a lot of people that are inboxing me and texting me. So I'm going to go ahead and open the line. There's a good amount of people that's online tonight, but I know a lot of my audience is shy for some reason. And that's okay. Some people are just observers or watchers in the background, and that's fine. There's a good amount of people on our line on tonight. So I'm going to open up the mics again. If anybody has any questions, comments for the speakers about April 5th or to me, myself, or any suggestions to leaders in general in regards to the direction that you would like to see Israel go, I'm going to go ahead and open up the mic for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, so now everybody, the mics is open. So take your time, ask your question or comment, and we'll do our best to address it. So the mics are now open.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
This is Sebastian Cole. I'm calling from Birmingham, Alabama. I really have more of this is a comment. And my comment is to say thank you, brothers. Like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing what you guys are doing. I've been actually teaching this truth for about 10 years now. I had no idea that camps existed. You don't find this in Alabama. So, like, to even run into you guys is like a blessing, and I just wanted to say thank you and thanks to the Most High for all that you guys are learning and doing. I've learned so much since I've been following you all. I appreciate all your debates and things, even though sometimes I think they become like crip blood battles, but I really do appreciate all that you guys do, and I just wanted to say thank you. And I don't know how often you guys hear it. I hope you hear it a lot, but if you don't, from the bottom of a real brother's heart, man, I appreciate y'all.
And I want to respond to that, and Elder Gabar and Maccabeestv will probably side with me, and we say we thank you for that, caller, because we do it for you. I know that I'm a servant at heart. My objective is to serve my community. That's why I like to give an opportunity for people to give us feedback, so we as leaders can be accountable, and at the same time, as a good leader, we have to be a good listener to you guys. So I would say without you, there's no us. So for me, that's very heartfelt. Every time I hear that, I'm very humble. I'm very modest. That made my evening to hear a thank you, because sometimes you do hear it a lot, sometimes you don't. But I will say, caller, that was heartfelt, that thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, if you've heard about the show, you probably heard about it from my Instagram or from my Facebook or even YouTube. Feel free to inbox me, reach out to me. Let's touch bases. Let's chat a little bit more. So we can get familiar with each other. I can get you familiar with the other leaders in Israel, so that way you don't feel alone. I never want a brother or sister to feel isolated, because I got people that reach out to me from Nebraska and people that reach out to me from Arizona, and I'm not talking about Tucson, Arizona or Phoenix, Arizona. I'm talking about like the boonies in Arizona and the boonies in Vermont. I mean, just reaching all over, even out of the country. I got brothers reaching out to me from Africa, parts of Israel, South America, and I'm like, dang, and they like. You don't understand how much it has touched me. Some brothers and sisters say, you know what, I almost gave up my faith because I thought I was in this by myself. And I never want a brother and sister to feel isolated on an island, to feel by themselves. I want them to see that us as leaders, because we're accountable, we're easily reachable. I know I can speak for myself. The people that know me who are on this line know that it's easy to reach me. Sometimes I may be difficult with following up because I have a lot of projects in my hands, and I do apologize for that all the time. But what I will say is that I will get to you. It may take some time, but I will get back to you personally, because I want that personal connection with all of Israel, because nobody's better than anybody else, and we all need each other to make it to the finish line. So I want to say thank you for that, my brother.
No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Brother Gabar. I always appreciate what we get the love, and it's highly appreciated. And we do this for we used to have the markers and those that make fun of us, and so but it's I won't lie, it does it brings a long warmth into my heart when we hear brothers that support what we do. So thank you, brother. It means a lot.
No problem.
All right. So Deacon Maccabeestv, do you want to respond to that?
Oh man, I just my sentiments reflect exactly what you and the elders said. I'm deeply it's a great feeling, and all praises to the Most High for putting us in a position to be able to help brothers network, because one hand washes the other, and helps us when we hear those things. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, brother. We appreciate it. All right, so the mic is open. So any other comments, questions about April 5th event for the guest speakers, for myself, for the leaders in Israel? Any suggestions, comments, questions, feel free, fam. We're not going to get too many more opportunities like this until the April 5th, so take advantage if you can. There's a good amount of callers on the line right now. I don't want to start calling out numbers, so I would like some participation from the audience, somebody, questions, comments, or whatever. The lines are open.
I have a question.
All right.
So for the information that was provided, as far as what's going to be available, will it be posted when you post this video to YouTube?
You said the information provided. What do you mean, sis?
As far as dates and times and what's going to be discussed in the presentation.
Yes, just go to Maccabeestv YouTube channel. And it has all the information there. We have a video clip and giving the time and things of that nature. You can actually, if you go to the Maccabeestv channel on YouTube, you can actually link to the pay-per-view if you want to do that, or it has all the information when towards the debate and who's going to be there and what time, where to go. So, yeah, just go to Maccabeestv on the YouTube.
Right. So that will be listed on this presentation right here.
The radio show, we could post that, Brother Vaughn. We could maybe talk to them. That'd probably be a good idea. We could post that in the Maccabeestv TV. I know you do in your website, correct? In your YouTube channel, Brother Divine, Harvard Ministry as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for Kingdom Harvard Ministry, so this actual recording will be posted on my YouTube channel. I'll have the link. I think that this is asking for the link to get this information in regards to April 5th and so forth. So I'll put the link to Maccabeestv and everything like that will be in the video on YouTube when I post this recording.
Okay. Also,
thank you.
Yes, thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Well, no, my second question is, what is the unification process between the Hebrew Israelites and the Kemetic community? Because there seems to be a lot of tension, and I don't know, will it ever be resolved? It seems not.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question. I'm sorry, Divine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
No, I said that what is the unification process? Because there seems to be a lot of tension right now. I guess behind the debate or whatever. I didn't really watch the debate, but from what I've seen from the comments, there was a lot of, hostility. So how will you brothers, come together and, put aside your differences and connect?
Now, question, sister, I'm sorry. So are you referring between the Hebrews and the Kemetic community, or just the Hebrew? Okay. That's a good question. Right now, my focus is having a united front within the Hebrews, which, believe it or not, we have not really had in the capacity that we have now prior to the debates. One thing the debate brought in is because since we always attack, then it kind of forces us to come together, and that expedites the unification. So we're in the infinite state of that. And what we wanted to do, and one of the things, talking behind the scenes with the brothers and I were strategizing whether we should do debate or not. What we wanted to do is kind of take that media that exists, that, attention about the debate, and take that media and flow with it to use that to kind of present the unification. So I think it's baby steps.
I agree.
So yeah, it is baby steps. I myself, I'm communicating with other brothers like Eritrea Genie, who is for the Kemetic community. We're going to be putting something together, dealing with the straight men organization that he started up and things of that nature. I don't know if you know Brother Eritrea Genie, but he's very big on having the black and Latino, especially the black community, having straight male representing the black community and not having any form of feminization in the black community. So we're going to come together. I know he's having an event in May and then we're going to probably have some other things. He's going to probably come on Maccabeestv or one of his representatives. So we are. It is very, there's baby steps, and it's a very delicate process because we're not united, and then there's different ideology, and then there's ideas how to come together in what capacity. What we're trying to do within the Hebrew community is not, have the idea of can we all come together under one umbrella or one camp, because that, I think, is not going to happen.
Right.
But can we come together despite our differences and understand, okay, we're gonna always defend our camp or our church first, but then or separate the church business from nation building. And I think that's been the dilemma within the Hebrew community, that we sometimes combine the both. So we try to separate the both. So when I'm in my position as an elder in my church, as Bishop Gabar Yeshua, the elder of the Northeast region of the United States, I'm putting that hat on. But when I'm putting, the hat on unification with the different camps, it's a different mindset I have to have on. So one of the things we're going to be talking about, economic growth within the Hebrew community, that if this is successful, this could probably be a platform, and we could probably present this to the black community at large and things of that nature. So it is baby steps. It is extremely difficult and hard, so we need everybody's prayers and patience and support. But we're trying to, do this. I think what is happening, people like, I'm old, I don't want to see my age, but I'm in my 40s. My generation, that I think is the next generation, brothers like Divine Prospect, brothers like, Deacon Ironwood Saab. I think that generation, is going to be the generation who's going to take this movement forward, because they're not stuck up into the old way of thinking. I think a lot of the issue is with a lot of camps, regardless whether it's from Kemetic or the Hebrews, there's a lot of brothers still stuck in the old way. And, the old way is not working. But, sometimes you got to be patient with your elders and pray for them. But I think it's the next generation, the younger generation, who probably is not caught up with the old way, is going to change the world. So we just got to pave the way for the next generation. So, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. I hope that answers the question.
It does.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to compliment what was said, and I was going to just say to you, just that, it is a delicate process. There are those of us that are still reaching out to the Kemetic community. I know I'm one of them. Yesterday, footage at the Unity event will be posted. We had brothers and sisters from different ideologies that were there. And, the entire 4+ hours that we were there were nothing but unification, nothing but edification, nothing but sharing and laughing and, learning and exchanging information. So, we do still have adherents in both communities that still want to build with one another. But then there's also others that are in the same communities that don't want to do that. So the expectation is not realistic, to anticipate everybody coming together and be on the same page. But the fact that there are still adherents to different ideologies that are still doing these unity events and still reaching out to one another still provides hope that sometime in the future that maybe we would put our differences aside and come together. So I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does. So my last and final question is, are there going to be any female presenters on the 4th and the 5th?
Yes, there's going to be Sister Agnes, and I don't want to mess up her last name, but she's actually a journalist who is experienced in African culture, and she's going to be sharing her experience in Africa.
Elder Gabar, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was your name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going Sister. Let me just get it here. Sister Agnes. Let me get her last name because I'm Domisni. Domisani. So forgive me how to pronounce that. But she's going to be, and she's going to bring the feminine energy and kind of educate us from a first eye perspective, in Africa, in diversity of different cultures and why they celebrate it versus, another region why they celebrate this. And she focused on indigenous culture and to show her that I don't want to give it out before, but she's going to be there. She's going to be there. And yes, and we talked about this too, also bringing the feminine energy, because I think, especially with the Hebraic community, there's always been a male-dominated culture, and always the imagery has always been, only the brothers. And I could see the reason for that, and there's clearly explanation for that. But we want to show also that there's also many strong Hebrew Israelite sisters that have been walking with us and also could present many information. We have one of the sisters in my church, deaconess, elder sister Shirley, who actually runs the Restoring the Daughters of Zion. Her testimony, you got to hear it. It's powerful. The sister is she's humbling. So we do trying to promote the feminine energy as well. That itself is a delicate subject to as well. I had an interview with Brother Ready for R, and I kind of touch on that. You could also see that he interviews me, and I kind of touch on that. Sometimes the difficulty between, when black men and black women working together, and why sometimes there's a struggle there. So you can also see that. As well, also give a shout out to Ready for R, who's he's a brother doing this thing on the internet as well. So, but definitely, but it's we want to do it right. So we want to take our time. We don't want to rush it. So we want to do it right, but we need everybody's support, and then we need and everybody's part to be there, and we could start having discussion as well. Also, we're going to be in Maccabeestv. I'm negotiating with Nicholas Booster to actually have a talk show there at least twice a month, and have discussion about relationship, have discussion about issues that perhaps in the black community and the Latino we don't talk about, and how can the Hebraic perspective can maybe perhaps fix those issues. So we're working on things, and but everything else we have to negotiate everything, and so we're working on that. So I'm very excited about this year. There's a lot of things down the pipe to be working on. So, but we definitely we do need that feminine energy as well, but it has to be done right. But I hope that also answers your question.
Thank you, Elder Gabar. It does.
Okay. Thank you, sis. We appreciate that. All right. So we got about 13 minutes left. So is anybody else on the line that want to give a question, comment?
Yes. I have a shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
So here's one thing. I have some other stuff, but I know time is ticking here. I want to make a comment and a quick question and maybe a proposal. If we expect as Hebrew brothers, if we expect for other cultures, other ideologies, and for them to hear our information and consider it and then maybe possibly make a change in their lives, I think we have to be willing to do the same thing also. And I'm saying that to say this. I've started over in the Bible, and what I do now, or what I'm doing now, is using the material that you guys are bringing out, especially you, Divine Prospect, Elder Gabar, Awanya Sop. I'm using all those materials to start all over again. And one thing that, this is what I'm getting at, one thing that we have to revisit in terms of a subject matter is this thing with the Edomites. Because what I'm seeing from my studies, I have some heavy information concerning who the so-called white man is. And I think sometimes for us brothers that aren't part of any of the camps, we can get confused because of the schools of thought that are out there, and it poses a lot of confusion and hesitation and things. And I think this is something that we have to address, like the 12 tribe chart. This is something else that I think we really have to take a look at, because I have some heavy information that points a different direction. And so I wanted to get you all's thought on Edomites being the white man, and will we ever take a look at that ideology and really break that down? I think there's a debate coming up regarding that. I would like to know more information on that, but I really want to get down to the nitty-gritty concerning this Japheth and this white man and Esau, and really break it down. And then my last thing is, once we receive this information, will some of the camps be willing to say, hey, we did come from schools of thought, we did start out here, and we've carried on this knowledge and these teachings. We maybe need to look at this again, and will the camps be open to possibly seeing things in a different light? So I yield.
All right, so I'll touch on that real quick, briefly. And I think that's an excellent concern. In our Hebrew Israelite community, there are several different sects that are in the community that have different standpoints and position and scholarship in regards to who they believe Esau is and the Edomites are. Unfortunately, on the summit on the 5th, it will not be addressed on that day. I want to say thank you, brother, for following us. I want to say thank you for your input, because your input is vital for our growth as leaders in the direction that we take our teaching, in the direction of our scholarship. I agree that certain topics should be revisited in private areas. When I say private, I mean when we have unification, unless it's something that's edifying. Some points are still contentious until we iron some things out. So when we have a lot of these unifying events, more than likely subject matter such as that won't be heavily discussed. If there are sidebar conversations, that's great. But I know that there are some brothers who have different positions. Like me, I have a particular position in regards to that. I have a video out on YouTube on my particular position. And in my stance, I know that GOCC has their position, LOI, House of David, they have their position. The upcoming debate, maybe Gabar may have some more information on that, so I'm going to speak in a few moments in regard to that. I know I saw when Ready for R was recording Danya Allah and Hashar, the brother that was with them, I forgot the elder's name, had mentioned that there's going to be an upcoming discussion in regard to who Esau is and Japheth is. From the scriptures to today. So you can stay tuned to that. That would be on a forum where there's a lot of peace and no animosity in regards to discussing the subject matter. And I believe that whoever presents the best information in regards to that will more than likely yield. I'll be more than happy to speak with you in regards to the information that you have. If you would like me to present it on your behalf, I'll be more than happy to do it. If you need a platform to present it, I'll be more than happy to provide that for you as well, because it's always good to get some good unbiased scholarship out there without the intent of bashing anybody or calling out any particular names, but just dealing with information. So if you have any powerful information you want to provide and you need a platform from it, you just let me know. We'll make it happen for you, my brother. But I agree, certain things do need to be revisited. But I believe there's a time and a place for that. And when we have like a lot of the unification events, knowing that some of those things are minor points of contention, we strive to avoid that at that point in time, but they will be thoroughly addressed. And I do appreciate your feedback on that, my brother.
I got you. I didn't mean that for this debate. I was just saying in general for the camp, for unification purposes and learning and elevation. But absolutely, I'll reach out to you on sidebar. And, again, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Love you guys, man.
Anytime, King, and we appreciate and we love you too. And again, never feel uncomfortable for any information that you're sharing on our line tonight. This is a safe haven for you to be able to express yourself without being battered or attacked or anything of that, because I don't tolerate that on this platform. Again, there's a time and a season for everything, and that also will be thoroughly addressed. Like I said, reach out to me. We'll have further discussion on it, and you will see the leaders will start to address Israel more once we separate ourselves from those in the outside communities that just want to attack us, so that we can have a united front in regards to Israel, so that way we can come out strong and we can better, interface with other communities. So I thank you for that, my brother. I want to let Awanya stop give any feedback to anything on the line tonight, because we're closing down on the last 5 minutes, and I know you were silent for the past two, 3 callers. So, Deacon Awanya, stop if you want to give any feedback to anything, if you be, to any comment that's made, or if you want to give some additional feedback that might be on your mind, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. I'm going to let Gabar speak, and then I'm going to close out.
Absolutely. Thank you, Divine. No, I'll be very brief. To the last caller that just called in, thank you for your concern, and to the sister as well that spoke to the elder and Divine. With regards to addressing issues of doctrine, kind of what Divine alluded to, I think that's best for a more unified situation, maybe behind closed doors. We need to appear strong on the face of things right now. We need to show that unity amongst our brethren in different camps. So I think events like April 5th serve their purpose. And then also there will come a time where, some of the elders of the different camps can get together behind closed doors and mash out different doctrines and see where brothers stand and, bring to the forefront that information, because ultimately it's not for our sake, it's for the Most High's sake. And if we are, disseminating any information in error, that needs to be rectified, but also understanding that, the Most High does all things in decency and order. And I think everything right now has like the scripture says, everything is for a time and a place. So we can't do everything at once, but please know that, and with the assistance of brothers like yourself, these issues will be getting addressed in the future and in time to come. And I look forward to those discussions as well, because I'm always looking to be further edified, and I welcome, all information, especially if it's anything that reveals truth, as I'm sure Divine, and I know that my elder does, and, everyone else that's on the forum teaching, because we don't want to be, judged for doing anything against the word of the Most High. So, we appreciate that feedback, and, I'm just excited, and I just want to tell everybody, much love, and, thank you for tuning in, and honestly, it's a very humbling experience to be a part of all of this, and we just hope and pray that the Most High allows us and continues to use us as vessels to bring forth information, and that, we all edify each other, bring up our own study game in our own individual ways. So continue to log in, continue to support the brother Divine. He's a powerful, strong brother. He's got my love. I love that brother. And I look forward to seeing anybody that's on the phone, today or following Divine. We pray, hope and pray that we see you on April 5th. And I'm going to leave it at that. So I pray everyone has a blessed night. And stay strong, stay fervent in the spirit, and keep studying. Shalom.
Shalom. We thank you for that, Deacon Awanya Stock. Very good brother right there. And he'll be there on April 5th so that you can meet him live in the flesh. And I thank him for giving his final words. I'm going to open it up to Elder Gabar to give his final words. I'm going to give mine, and we're going to close out, family. So, Elder Gabar, go ahead and open up the mic for you. I think there was some feedback in your line, but I'm going to open it up. You can go ahead and speak, Elder Gabar.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So yeah, just to kind of do a backdrop on what the deacon said, and also you said, Brother Divine. There's definitely we have to look at many things. We in the GOCC, we looked at many things, and to the point that some of the stuff that GOCC study or culturally is even alien to the overall evil culture. So, and we are open to hear in regards of that. I know Brother Divine, you did a brilliant presentation in regards of breaking down the who is Esau, who is Japheth, and things of that nature. I think a lot of it in regards of who is Edom and things of that nature stems from a lot of the camps maybe focus a lot on Edom, and maybe sometimes the energy comes from that we have to question maybe whether the white man is Edom or not. Now, do I believe that every white person is an Edomite? No. I believe that the majority of the Edomites today are particularly dealing with the Edomites that converted to Judaism. I think it's the majority of the Edomites today. Now, but that's also debated because the word Ashkenaz is a word that we found associated with Japhet. So this discussion we're there. So yeah, there's things that need to be talked about and things that nature, but I believe it should be behind closed doors. After with the different camps and the different Hebrew Israelite leaders, I think the more important, this can only be successful if the leaders are, are friends and sincerely like each other and have a discussion about the scriptures as friends. If we don't achieve that level of friendship first, I would recommend not to deal with scripture differences because it's only going to get up into a disaster. So, but absolutely, there's a lot of stuff we need to look into that, and I'm open for everything. They have to be done right, and right now, we don't feel it should be an open forum. I think it should be a private forum. And going back to what the brother was saying in regards of, I lost my thought. I wanted to say something, but I lost my thoughts. Forgive me for a minute. Well, going back to what the brother was saying, we got a different doctrine. We have to look at the 12 tribe sign and things of that nature. Our sign's a little different. I know there's controversial about that as well, but we're game for everything. But one thing that I deal with in regards of doctrine, what I do, I basically make a decision when it comes to doctrine where certain things are in a very gray area. I don't think the 12 tribes is a very gray area. I think there's a strong evidence that people of West Africa, they came from the cargo slave ships, and also people that were discovered here by the Europeans, called the indigenous, Native Americans and things of that nature, along with the, Fiji Islanders, and those people have a strong connection to the ancient Hebrew Israelite tribes. I believe that, that there's strong evidence that out there is a great area. Now, in regards to breaking the 12 tribes of Israel and where they're at, that's always going to be an issue of a controversy. But my, advice is that if you're debating about, okay, I don't think this particular person is the tribe of Ephraim or the tribe of Manasseh, until you're able to present a counter evidence of saying, I believe these people are, then I could never respect that. If you say, well, I don't believe he's the tribe of Israel, or the Puerto Ricans, or the or the Mexicans, or what have you, but I don't know who they are today. But I just know they're not the ones. I kind of want to, that type of conversation I really don't want to have, because the Issacharites have to be someone. They're still around today. They are recorded in the scriptures that they're going to be gathered with the kingdom of Judah. So they got to be here today. Now the question, who are they? We believe that they're a certain group of people. So we want to have that type of conversation. And my thing is the reason why I like the 12 tribe chart, because it gives you an answer, and is the best attempt does today in answering that question. Until we find something better, then I want to stick with the 12 chart until something better comes along. And I think it's it's business as solid stuff. But I'm open. I'm definitely open. I'm definitely open. We need to have the discussion about that and things of that nature. But it has to be done among friends. And we first have to become friends. And I think April 5th is the beginning of that, becoming a friend. So, I yield, and Divine, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you for that, Elder Gabar. I'll go ahead and mute the mics right now. I'm going to give the final words. All right, and I'm going to give the final word. So I think our guests will come on the line tonight from GOCC, Elder Gabar and Deacon Awanya. These are some good brothers. I really respect them. I thank them for embracing me and showing me respect and due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And I show the same with them. Again, even though we don't agree 100%, us interfacing is a great example of unity. And that's definitely what we want to demonstrate on April 5th, come April 5th. Also, remember there was a past event yesterday on on March 29th with Unity event. We had brothers and sisters from different persuasions that were there. Building, unifying. That footage will be out soon. I spoke for about 35 minutes on there. Nothing in particular, but I was just speaking to buy some time for the final speaker, my brother Aniam, and I wanted him to shine on that evening. I didn't want to do a heavy PowerPoint or anything like that. But that was a great example of unification with other communities, and that footage will be out soon. So for those who are concerned with us interfacing with the Kemetic community, the Moorish community, Islamic community, we're doing that. I don't think either community is going to give up their personal convictions, and that's fine. But if we can come together on social, political, economic matters and work together for a solution that's general for those who are unconscious, I'm saying that I think that we're able to do it, as our own United Nations within our own community, where we can have our own separate tribes, but come together to work on matters that affect us all as a people in America. Also, everybody stay tuned to April 4th. April 4th at Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn. I will be lecturing. Also, Zion Lex will be there as well. He'll be promoting his new book that he had just released. And the new book is It Was Written and Engraved, a series of essays on Torah from the blueprint of creation to the transatlantic slave trade. So Brother Zion Lex will be doing a book signing there, and also he'll be giving a short lecture. You guys can definitely come out there. Also, my lecture for that day is the Ancient Phoenician Atheists, and I want to address something that I didn't get a chance to really tackle at the debate. Again, my presentation is not going to be it's not going to do any name calling. I may use certain individuals, some footage of certain individuals, just so I can present the position that I'm addressing, their position that I'm addressing. But I'm strictly going to deal with the information. Then on April 5th, I will provide information in regards to slavery and Exodus, and identifying who the Hebrews are in history outside of the scriptures, because we can easily do it within the scriptures, but outside of the scriptures is the concern, because once people take away this Exodus story, then there's no Passover, there's no Pesach. So this Exodus memorial is us bringing the concrete tools that everybody needs to sharpen themselves in regards to their position on this historical event that we call Passover. Stands the theology aspect, because we have our personal conviction on that, but we want to provide some concrete evidence that this event actually did transpire and took place in history, so we can cement the faith of those who celebrate Pesach or Passover, and be able to equip you to be confident when you convey your particular position of faith to others who don't subscribe to it. I want to thank everybody that called in on the line tonight. Everybody that called in was awesome. You guys are wonderful. Like always, I love my audience. My audience is never combative. They're not argumentative. Even though they may come with strong points, they're very respectful of how I host my forum. Again, the next Concrete Faith series, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll post the date on my Facebook page, so stay tuned to that. A lot of my time, energy, and effort is going towards preparing for this upcoming 2 lectures that I have. So I apologize to anybody if I have not responded back to your messages immediately. I get so many messages on a daily basis. So if I overlook yours momentarily, please forgive me. I will eventually get to it, so just be patient with me, as well as the other speakers as well, because I know they're being hammered as well. But your voice is very important. Feel free to continue to contact me on Instagram at Kingdom Moments. Hit me up on Facebook at Divine Prospect, and type in Kingdom Harbinger Ministries on YouTube to find the YouTube channel with some of my work on there. This particular episode will also be it's also being recorded and will be posted on there with some links to some of the information that was discussed in regards to April 5th. Again, I want to tell everybody that I love you guys. I thank everybody for coming on the show. Like always, you guys are wonderful. Without you guys, there's no Divine Prospect. There's no GOCC. There's no LOI. There's no AOC. There's no HOD. There's no Hebrew Israelites without you guys. So you guys keep us accountable. You keep us grounded, and we love you guys. And I know from above my heart that I do this to serve you first, because I can't lead unless I can first serve, So continue to hold me accountable. Continue to reach out to me. Drop some nuggets with me. Let's share. Let's build. And we're going to do something great that the world's never seen before. And this is the perfect time and a perfect place. And we have the perfect opportunity to actually do something that's paramount, something that's never been seen before. and I'm just grateful, and all praise goes to the Most High for allowing me to be at the forefront of it and being able to look back and bring as many brothers and sisters as I can to the forefront. So, sisters, we love you too. We're not leaving you out. I have a few initiatives that's coming up in the next couple of months where I'm going to have some sisters, speakers, give a lot of good information to the community as well. So you guys are not neglected. We love you guys. Without the women, the men can't do nothing. You are our backbone, and we thank you for your support as always. We want to continue to treat you guys with respect, with due diligence, with reverence, love you like we love ourselves, like the scriptures say, and let you guys know that you are a very delicate vessel that we want to make sure that we handle appropriately, because you guys are raising the next generation. You guys are encouraging us, so we thank you. We don't want to leave nobody out. We thank all the men for being the warriors, for being on the forefront, for giving their feedback and their input and being able on the front lines, man. I mean, there's so many brothers on the front lines defending this truth, and I respect you guys, and I'm willing to work with you guys. So, just holler at me. I'm pretty down to earth and easy to talk to. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you try to get at me, then I might give you a little heat. You know what I'm saying? But that's all in the sake of sharpening your sword. I also want to give a shout-out to Nazi Yashafel. He has a book he released called Parashat Noah, a deeper look into the story of Noah, or Noah. So you guys want to definitely take a look at that. Great material there. I'm going to purchase one when I get to the lecture on April 5th. I'm also going to purchase a book from Zion Lex on April 4th, so you guys can see my support of their material. Again, we may not agree on everything 100%, but, we do still support each other at the end of the day, and that's all praise to the Most High. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next episode of Concrete Faith, and we're going to deal with language. Can the Hebrew language help us to decipher difficult passages in the English translation scriptures or Bible? So we're going to see if we can utilize the Hebrew language. A lot of people say, you don't need to use the Hebrew, etc. But you'll be amazed how many scriptures that you probably got stuck on based on a lot of idiom expressions that the Hebrew language can help you to decipher. Even some cultural understanding of other cultures outside of Israel who have similar faith systems, how we can look into those systems to help us to be able to identify different things that are in the scriptures that may not have been elaborated, So I want to make sure I give you guys constant tools. The first episode dealt with epistemology. The second one dealt with textual criticism. The third one dealt with archaeology. And the fourth one we're dealing with linguistics. So you guys stay tuned for another episode of Concrete Faith. I thank you all for being online tonight. I want to say I love you guys. I hope to see y'all April 4th, April 5th if y'all can make it. If not, I see you on the line again next time we have this Concrete Faith series. And I want to say Layla Tov to everybody. Have a good night, shalom, and we'll be in touch. Peace until the next time we see you guys.